Welcome to the evening psalm. Psalm 106 Jim Cotter has entitled, As Our Ancestors Did. The refrain is, Open our eyes that we may see the harm we have done in the world. Open our ears that we may hear your word of warning and mercy. Draw us through the narrowest of gates to the wide open space of the promise. O God of our ancestors, we praise you for your goodness and mercy forever. We can but stammer our gratitude, so marvellous and mysterious are your ways. Only the just and humble of heart can sound the depths of the story. In remembering the times that are past, renew in us penitence and hope. Come alive in us with the power that heals, that we may share in your freedom and love. Let your shalom spread over the land. Let us rejoice that we belong to you forever. We disobey you as our ancestors did. We act perversely and do what is wrong. We are glad in our moments of freedom when you deliver us from Egypt, but we soon forget the wealth of your love, filled with fear for those that pursue us. You clear our way through the quaking marsh, parting the reeds for the fleet of foot. Heavy with chariots our enemies sink, and no one returns with their story. Bowed down by oppressions of self and others, we cry out for help, and you throw off our burdens. Light of step, we go on our way, rejoicing in your love and singing your praises. Open our eyes that we may see the harm that we have done in the world. It takes but a moment to forget you. We blunder along, wait not for your counsel. We cannot face how empty we are, and greed takes hold in the desert. In our craving we put you to test, and you give us what we desire. But envy and bitterness seize us, and loathing we have for ourselves we project onto those who are holy, like Moses and Aaron of old. Faction and quarrel spread unchecked. We are secretly glad when our neighbours fall. Let the earth swallow them up. Let fire burn our rivals even as they sleep. Open our ears that we may hear your word of warning and mercy. Many are the idols we have made as our gods, golden calves of comfort and money. Again and again we exchange your glory for the pursuit of the utterly worthless. So easily do we forget what you have done to bring us out of enslavement. We need the holy ones we scapegoat. Who can bear the fierceness of your love, the fiery anger that would consume us? Did Moses not stand in the breach? So draw us through the narrowest of gates to the wide open space of the promise. We refuse to recognise the gifts you give. Our faith in your promise evaporates. We grumble and murmur in our tents and refuse to listen to your voice. You lift up your hand against us to scatter us through the wilderness, our children losing their respect and vanishing far and wide. We turn to the many false comforters, wanting to change without cost to ourselves. Still do we eat the food of the dead, though it is but ashes in our mouths. We provoke you to anger by our foolishness, and the body starts breaking apart. Open our eyes that we may see the harm we have done in the world. Plagues rage round the world, and few there are with the courage to sacrifice their own comforts and wealth. Like Phineas, to draw near to your presence, taking to themselves the wraths and the sorrows, standing firm in the beacons of hope. And yes, we embitter our leaders, who in turn become faithless and rash. So Moses suffered for our misdeeds when you were angry at the waters of Meribah. No wonder your anger blazed, so obtruse and wicked had we become. It seemed that you had loathed your own people, for you gave us to the hand of our enemy. The rule of the oppressor stifled us, stripping us of value and dignity. Open our ears that we may hear your word of warning and mercy. Did you commend your people to destroy, to commit even genocide according to your will? Were their enemies so utterly evil that not one of them deserved to survive? Despite the rebellion of our ancestors, you spared them and graced them still. Is your covenant only for a few who are favoured, flourished at the expense of the many? Is not the pure race a dangerous myth, an illusion that has never been real? Did not your people misunderstand your call to be special for your service, not privilege? Such old rigid thoughts are too proud, too dangerous for our fragile earth home. Your covenant is with all that you have made, loving all creation through pain to its glory. Your power, not almighty in magic, neither capricious nor blind in its force, will sustain and redeem your world yet, withholding your fierce scalding fire, refining in the heat of your love, bringing out of evil unimaginable good. Open our eyes that we may see the harm we have done in the world. Open our ears that we may hear your word of warning and mercy. Draw us through the narrowest of gates to the wide open space of the promise. So let us pray. May we never become so angry that we lose touch with compassion. May we receive divine wrath only as an aspect of divine love. May we never lose respect for other human beings created in the image of God. May we be empowered by the Spirit to overcome all desire to harm and all prejudice that treats others as less than human. O God, make us and keep us Christ-like. So may God grant us a quiet and a peaceful night, that we may awaken to the wide open spaces of God's promise.